I was asked if I could help remove some feral pigeons from a cattle shed, a rather big cattle shed in fact, and I counted about 25 to 30 birds, but I'm sure there's one or two more that I didn't see. And why, you may ask, does the farmer want some seemingly harmless birds removed from his shed? Well, it's the sheer fact they dung over everything. Every bar in this place is covered in a white crust of bird dung. Okay, the pigeons aren't the only problem. There's a flock of 200 or 300 starlings that roost in the shed overnight, but the pigeons are going to have to go because they're just dung over everything. And you may say, okay, the floor's covered in cow clobber anyway, but at least they don't dung on their feed like this, which to anybody has a health problem whatever way you paint it. So the birds are going to have to go. Now I'm using my BSA superten. It's running at about 15 foot-pounds of energy and 0.22. And before you ask, have I changed it again? No, I haven't. This was filmed a number of years ago before I had it blueprinted by Bowkett. Look at that, caught right in the act, dunging out over the top of the beams. Right, you're going to have to go. Now I don't really consider this sport, as the birds just seem to fly from one end of the house to the other. They're not trapped in the house because there's two big doors that they can fly out of at any time. So I just see this as a job that needs to be done as best of my ability. And I just take a shot or two, let the bird settle at the other end of the house, then walk down and take another one. They have no real fear of man. They're used to seeing people about, and they're not used to being shot at. So just try and whittle them down as peacefully as I can. I'm deliberately taking heart and lung shots here because I want the pellet to slow down as much as possible before hitting the tin behind them. I did fire a few test shots at a scrap bit of tin outside, and even at 5 yards the pellets dented the tin right and well, but they didn't penetrate it much. So at 25 to 30 yards here, as the shots I'm taking, they shouldn't damage the tin too badly at all. I haven't seen any little kinks of light shining through it anyway yet, but if I was doing this again, I think I'd look into maybe using flathead or hollow point pellets to try and get as much knockdown power as possible and as little penetration. At the minute I'm using a roundhead Vira F&T pellets. Oops, forgot to count my shots again. I like taking the shots when the bird's sort of facing me down at an angle like that. It seems to drop them much cleaner than a side-on shot. Some of the birds, after being hit, even though they were well hit, managed to fly to either the other end of the shed or onto another ledge before dropping dead. But that usually happens anyway with heart and lung shots. One thing I try to be very careful of is the skylights, as they're only made of perspex, and they definitely wouldn't hold up to being struck by a pellet, so I stay well clear of them. I think this is the last shot I get out of the day. This bird has landed on the roof outside, but I just put the pellet out over his head. Of course, after you've finished a clearance job like this, it's always very advisable to have a good dander around the place and pick up as many of the dead birds as you can find. The farmer thankfully said he could dispose of them okay. I suppose you could eat them, but after living in a shed like this, I think I'd give them a wide berth. And if you're wondering why I'm looking so windswept, well, my hat blew off my head when I got into the place, right into a big pile of cow clabber, so I had to throw it in the van out in the road. Well, there's quite a few birds into the bag, and that'll hopefully thin the place out a wee bit and keep the farmer happy for a while.